Now there's no turning back. I know that we'll face whatever may come our way, 'cause tomorrow's a new day. These simple days may pass me by, but with your hand I know that we can fly, guiding me through an open door. We can soar with you, there's no hesitation, only feelings that whisper inside my heart, telling me this is the place to start. And all these times I may stumble and fall again, I know that I'm not alone in the end. I'm finally taking a path that will guide me straight ahead. Now there's no turning back. Just let those empties fade into black and fall into a new day. Please promise me won't let it slip away, and no, I'll be there. We'll take the leap and not have a care today. Will be the day. I'll never let these feelings slip away.
How's it going, guys? Welcome to TheBlueShifting. Welcome to Ethereal Enigma. Now, you might recognize this series, you might not. Regardless of what it is, welcome to the channel. Welcome to our episode of just getting it all started. Now, if you are unfamiliar, this is by PixelFade. PixelFade made two other games that I've covered on the channel, Ace Academy and Crystalline. Now, both of those were fantastic games. I actually think Ace Academy was still my favorite of the two. Crystalline was a lot more world-buildy, but I felt like there was not as much engaging plotline, especially because there wasn't like romanceable paths, really. It was just kind of one path and then a final choice of ending, which was still really good, but I'm really excited because this one seems to be getting back to the formula that made Ace Academy so much fun. And so I've covered them both on my channel. If you haven't checked those out, they're really fun, really interesting too, because Ace Academy is long enough ago on my channel that I had a bit of a different style back then. It's kind of cool to go back and look at. But I'm really excited to be doing this. This is going to be a bit of a breather. I've got some heavy content on the channel currently, and so I wanted to do something fun and distracting between this and the next series. It's probably going to be a bit more serious, but it should be lots of fun. Should be really engaging. So kick back, relax, and enjoy the fully completed game. I kind of waited to do this one for a while because I wanted it to be finished. But PixelFade, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much. And as always, they're very grateful and supportive of me doing these series on the channel. So give them a big shout out. If you want to get this game or to play it for yourself, or like, you know, see what endings you get and then compare and contrast with mine, you can always visit the Steam page down in the description below, or, you know, just look up PixelFade and you'll be able to go right to it. But yeah, other than that, we're just gonna pretty much jump right in. I really don't know what to expect other than this is a more modern style story. It's like, it's not sci-fi, it's not fantasy, this is more like rom-com-y, slice of life kind of build, but I think there's supposed to be something very like mysterious going on here. So, well, without further ado, let's jump right in. Oh my gosh, okay, so we actually get to put in our name. Ooh, interesting. But unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, but I could try and do something really silly. However, I really go for the immersive experience. So whilst that could be all jokey, funny, haha, I actually have a typical name I go with. And it actually started in Ace Academy. So we're going to go ahead and go with it, even though it's technically a different character. Protag Inist. know it's cheesy and dumb, but I love it. It's actually become something I've become fond of because I use the same name, play Fate Grand Order on, and I use the same name, and it goes through there. And so I've actually become really fond of the name Protag. I just think it's a cute name. It's a pun, obviously, but I love it. So we're gonna jump in as Protag. Protag, he's looking stylish. Good. His hands in his pockets. Got his nice button-up shirt. Probably a little hot, but whatever. So, all right. Let's see how this. So far, so good. Quiet. I awaken to the sound of shuffling. My mind feels fuzzy, still floating somewhere between dreams and reality.
Good morning!
Actress sounds familiar. Minami Mayano. What? Someone pulls back the curtain, blinding me with a blast of searing sunlight. It takes a moment for my vision to adjust before I recognize my room. Aww. With a groan, I squint to see my cousin, Minami. Of course she'd be the one to waking me up. The two of us grew up together and are more like siblings than extended family. She's always been an early bird, and I still don't understand how she's so energetic every morning. I don't get it either. But then again, I also probably make no sense when I say that I frequently stay up till like 2 in the morning, despite the fact that I need sleep. And I just don't feel tired until probably midnight anyway. Her grin is wide and bright.
Today's the first day of school! Come on, time to get up!
Alright, so I'm seeing a problem. Where's the menu button? There we go. 1 second. Yeah. Games always seem odd about balancing their audio. Like, I understand you want to immerse yourself, and when you're playing solo, having the music really prominent is really good, but for stuff like this where like I need to be talking and we need to hear what they're saying, it can be challenging. So we're gonna go ahead and stick with that. I apologize for adjusting on the fly, but it's good to know. All right, so first day of high school freshman. Nope, sleepy time. Right, she's right, time to get up. High school freshman, huh? So we're pretty young. Like, sleepy time. That's what I would want to say, but like, frankly, if it were me, first day of school is always exciting. It's nerve-wracking, but like, after a summer where you've been able to be cushy and lazy, it's nice to be able to go back and see your friends. Throw off the covers and practically leap out of bed. I can't believe I almost slept in. It's a good thing Mina checked on Bunny. Ooh. Thanks for waking me, Mina. Her mouth curls in a smug smile.
What would you do without me?
Oh yes, back to the animated like type of style, which is interesting because like Muv-Luv, one thing I really love about Muv-Luv is the fact that they do the blinking. They don't do the breathing and hopping so much, but it's kind of like it's engaging and interactive, which is very nice. Now, if it's like Nekopara, there would be a button that would make them bounce, but I don't think they're going to be doing that in this game. Ooh, by the way, nice little studio office here.
My mom made us breakfast, so I'll meet you downstairs, okay?
So why are we living at our cousin's house? She flashes another grin and then leaves. I'm up early enough to take my time to get ready. After a quick shower, I feel even more refreshed and energized. I dry my hair, throw on my new uniform. It looks even better than the one I had for junior high. When I put it on, I can't help but grin. God, it's making me remember being in high school. When I make it downstairs, I'm greeted by a sweet smell of fresh bread.
Good morning, sweetie.
She's adorable. Aunt Emiko beams at me. She's already dressed for work, her hair pulled into a messy bun. Mina sits across from her, chewing on some toast. Ah, classic. Couldn't be anime style without some toast, right?
Breakfast is on the table.
She gestures to a plate with a homemade bread and jam.
Your uncle baked it himself for your first day. I hope you like it.
Nice. I grin. Thank you, Aunt Emiko. It smells delicious.
Of course. Well, I'd better go help your uncle at the bakery. You know how people need their onpan before work. Have a great first day, you two.
Onpan. Not sure if I'm familiar with that, but pan obviously bread, but onpan, I'm not sure what that's supposed to mean specifically. One of the perks of having an aunt and uncle who own a bakery is that I get to eat delicious bread and pastries 24/7. Oh, I can feel my heart giving out already. Normally, Mom and Dad would greet me in the morning too, but they've left again for one of their business trips. Okay, so Mom and Dad, so are we just like in a family share home? That's an interesting concept. I mean, it's not foreign at all, but it looks like it's just, what am I saying here? First of all, I'm getting distracted because the counter looks really short and the fridge looks enormously tall. Am I like Am I getting the proportions in this right? Like, that looks a little strange, right? Although they travel frequently, I'm never lonely. Having my aunt, uncle, and Mina in the house keeps the place lively. After we finish eating, Mina and I grab our book bags. Do you have everything?
Yeah.
Cool, let's get going. I swing the door open and we begin the trek to school. The town is already bustling with life when people going to work or school. Now, I'm guessing this is going to take place in the same universe as Ace Academy, and technically Crystalline, because those are parallel dimensions. But I wonder if this is going to be set in the future like Ace Academy is, or if this is supposed to be more modern. A nice breeze tousles my hair and cools my skin. I feel a vibration in my pocket. Taking out my phone, I notice a message from my mom. Good luck on your first day of high school, Henny. Wish we could be there to send you off. A moment later, a text from my dad follows. Have a good day at school, son. I know you'll do great. Don't forget to look after your cousin. Here's the interesting thing. We're already throwing off a few of the basic tropes for like a slice of life, but we've clung on to one of them. Mom and dad on a business trip. Okay, so that means, normally that would mean we never see them and they never exist, but they're not irresponsible parents leaving us at home by ourselves, for long terms of time, staying with aunt and uncle. Maybe that's why the aunt and uncle, live with us. Maybe we have a joint house that they can split between the two families, but to make sure that there's an adult presence around all the time. That's actually really clever. And then, but it's also nice that, hey, we have parents, they are alive. So that's good. I bet you we're gonna see them later. I could see them being characters that show up maybe sporadically, but are part of the story. A smile spreads across my face. Even though it's late where we are, my parents haven't forgotten to check in with me. I quickly respond to them with a thank you text. Mina has a silly smile on her face. My parents must have texted her too. What did my parents text you? She hugs her phone to her chest.
Not telling.
Oh, come on. This is already, deliciously wholesome. As we walk further, my aunt and uncle's bakery comes into view. A cluster of junior high students pause by the entrance. Mina's face brightens.
Aw, look at them. They're so cute. It seems like just yesterday we were starting junior high.
It's because it was yesterday. Yeah, it's crazy to think we're finally freshmen. Mina nods in agreement. The nodding's a little jerky, but I'll forget it. We're only 2 days apart, so Mina and I have always been in the same grade. Mom and Aunt Emiko like to joke that there must have been something in the water. I overhear one of the students talking about swimming. Mina used to swim in junior high. I wonder if she wants to continue it. Are you planning to try out for the swim team this year too?
You bet.
Are you nervous? She shrugs and flashes me a sly smile.
You'll come to all of my competitions, right?
Sure, probably. Wouldn't Mr. Chess see all the breaststrokes? I can see there's the pervy route here. You bet. Of course I will. You're definitely going to crush the competition and make the team. Her cheeks flush and her face blooms in a broader grin.
That was very nice of you, cuz. Now I'm super excited.
See, I'm actually imagining I was fairly close to some cousins growing up, to the point where I actually almost did a kind of mini exchange and lived with them for a school year for my last year in high school to go to their high school instead of mine. I'm kind of glad I didn't, because there's a lot of good stuff that happened that year at home, but I nearly did it because I wanted to kind of have this experience. And I I have a cousin who is very much the same grade. We're about 4 months apart in our age, and she and I would have probably been very happy. It would have been fun. So she did dance, break dancing, and I think she did a little bit of track, though I might be mixing her up with her older sister, who definitely wasn't track. I did lacrosse, but I could totally see me and my cousin talking like this, although I'm curious if they're going to make this a romanceable route. Probably not, and I hope not. Please don't. But still, obviously very close, almost more like siblings, and heck, with birthday 2 days apart, more like twins. You'll do great. Mia suddenly stops, digging in her backpack. What are you looking for?
My water bottle. All this talking is making me thirsty.
We said 3 sentences. Surprise washes over her face.
Oh no, it's not here. Wait for me, okay?
Huh? It's just a water. She darts off the way we came. Bottle. I sigh, leaning against the side of the building. Well, at least Mina discovered it sooner rather than later. Knowing her, there's an equally good chance we'd have reached the school before she'd have noticed. Couldn't she also just go into the bakery and grab a bottle of water there?
Hey!
Oh, Kosei. Nakahara. Someone calls out to me, interrupting my thoughts. I blink, recognizing the voice. Kosei struts up to me. He and I have been best friends since the 6th grade. We met playing sports together, and we've been inseparable ever since. His humor makes him fun to be around, and his competitive spirit keeps things interesting. My best friend in high school is someone I met in junior high school in 7th grade, but we bonded over Halo, not sports. Today, Kosei's hair is even more styled and well kept than usual. He's even as upbeat and confident as I remember. Okay, that's the thing I'm starting to realize. Like, I'm rambling a lot, but this is already reminding me a lot of my own life in weird, quirky ways, which is actually kind of interesting. I'm excited. It's gonna make it really easy to get immersed. A few girls glance at him as they pass by. He catches their eye and puffs out his chest, sauntering up to the sidewalk. The girls stifle their giggles, which only encourages him. Read the rooms, guy. Kosei grins, carding his fingers dramatically through his hair. It looks so ridiculous that the girls finally start laughing, turn to whispering to each other. He grins from ear to ear and claps me on the back.
Hey man, how's it going?
Good, you?
Great, obviously.
Oh,
Didn't you see how those girls were checking me out?
Sure. I don't have the heart to tell the truth. Checkout is a complete oh, that's mean. Truth may be painful, but he needs to hear it. I kind of don't have the heart to tell him the truth. I mean, like, he'll find the right guy. I don't have the heart to tell him. I don't have the heart to tell him the truth. A nervous laugh puffs out of me. Oh yeah, I think they definitely like you, for sure. Somehow his grin broadens.
Of course they do, that's not even a question. I can't wait to see all the girls waiting for me at school.
He turns to face me.
Mina didn't come with you today? That's highly unusual.
She forgot her bottle. She did, but she had to go get something. Kosei scoffs.
Typical. It's finally the first day of high school and she's still unprepared. Speaking of school, what are you looking forward to this year?
Ooh, doing well in my classes in sports, the girls in new uniforms. This is middle row is gonna just be pervy mode and jerkwad, right? I think school's by. No, okay. These are pretty hard streams, and absolutely, it was something to look forward to. Classes, sports, just being around people, like it's a chore, and yeah, and all that good stuff. But even younger me did enjoy going back to school. I'm looking forward to getting top grades this year. Classes are gonna be. See, I sound like such a nerd. Classes are gonna be so great, and I'm going to give it to my all with sports. Just wait. See, that's so bleh. Like, I would have wanted something middling, being like maybe sports specifically, or saying like, you know, I think I'm gonna try harder at my grades this year. I want to try. I really want to make a decent impression before I get my first job or something. Kosei grins.
Same. This year's gonna be our year.
Oh gosh, like it's just dripping with optimism. Like too much. Calm down, people. That's right.
A new beginning.
New year, new us. We look at each other and nod, fire in our eyes. High school is no laughing matter. First day is the biggest moment of our lives.
Hi, I'm back.
We turn at the same time. Mina shifts her bag over her shoulder, out of breath and flushed from running. And the running sounded like, again, this is the first time playing one of these games with the surround sound, so they're doing a lot of the special effects. It sounded like she was gonna run into me. Like, it was very loud at the end. A slow, knowing smile spreads across Kosei's face.
And where were you?
Oh, I just had to grab something really quickly.
Oh dear. His grin broadens.
Why? Because you forgot something?
What? No.
Liar. You totally did.
Mina huffs, feigning indifference.
So what if I did? Don't be so nosy.
Kosei sighs.
Scatterbrained and it's only the first day. You'd probably forget your head if it wasn't attached to you.
So would I. She scoffs.
You only wish you could be scatterbrained.
Why would I wish that?
Because you'd need a brain in the first place for it to be scattered?
Oh, snap! Kosei splutters.
What? Hey!
Crosses his arms.
Whatever. I'm just saying, unlike you, I take the first day of high school seriously.
Sure. She chuckles, rolling her eyes.
Whatever you say, Gary Oak.
Hey! I get that reference. He chokes.
What did you call me?
She lifts an eyebrow, smirk broadening into a grin.
How long did it take you to gel your hair like that?
Gary Oaks.
I don't know what you're talking about. My hair is always this perfect.
Uh-huh. So you just happened to wake up looking like the Lockblade Master from Domain of Hearts?
Oh my gosh. The references. He grins, flicking his bands out of his eyes.
Yes. I always wake up looking this good.
Do you even hear yourself? You're such a narcissist.
I see, like, and now I'm leaving. Now it's going, well, just look at this old couple. I laugh. You guys are bickering like you're married. That freezes both of them in their tracks.
What did you say?
Excuse me?
Hey, I raised my eyebrows, amused. Did I stutter? Mina's face scrunches up, but her cheeks flush a light shade of pink.
Yeah, right. Me?
Married to him?
Kosei chuckles, crossing his arms. It's totally gonna happen.
Yeah, in her dreams.
More like in yours.
I chuckle again. Let's just get going. Come on, they were jabbing each other. I could throw the hat into the ring. Soon we come across other students walking in our direction. They wear the same high school uniforms as us, chatting familiarity amongst each other. Now, the one thing I'm hoping for a repeat, especially if they're doing choices, I really liked how Ace Academy had timed events. Like, I don't know if you guys ever saw that, but the idea was like, if you had to make critical choices with characters or specifically in the battles, because they had mech battles, you had a limited like 3-second window to make a decision, which added a lot of pressure and made it more likely that you could have like bad ends or make mistakes, which made it really like kind of scary to play, but that's part of what made it so fun and dynamic. It's something I want to see more of. So I hope we get to see a return of that. And I'm guessing if we will, we'll see it in the near future because it's about time for a new character to get introduced. Probably the childhood friend, unless they've done the childhood friend morphed with the cousin. Otherwise, we'll have to see. Or maybe like the like I don't know, student class president or something. You know, you've got your expectations. Let's see if they're either going to meet them or overpower them. Finally, I see the building and it takes shape beyond the hill. We pause in front of the school. Hey, that's actually pretty nice looking. Very traditional Japanese style, but very fancy and like new at the same time. The neutral, sleek building reminds me of our junior high, but there's a different feeling in the air today. Crossing through these gates for the first time feels almost reverent, as if a rite of passage. Kosei claps me on the back, wearing a look of happy determination.
Here we are. The moment we've been preparing for. The next step we take will officially start our high school lives.
Yeah, even though it's just a step, but sure. He turns to me wearing a wide grin.
Are you ready?
Today I become a man. I ready with a determined nod. Today I will leave behind the innocence of adolescence and join my brethren in entering manhood. That's actually, I would totally do that, but obviously in a sarcastic way.
Amen, brother.
Today, take a breath, ready myself at entering. Lifting my foot, I firmly step through the gates. Kosei's right behind me. Together we share a knowing look. Mina casually strolls through.
You two are such drama queens. Look, you've entered the school grounds and nothing's changed.
I agree, it's the principle of the matter, Mina. But she's wrong. Now I have become a man. We cross into the courtyard, which is abuzz with laughter and chatter. The excitement in the air is infectious, and I feel my mood lift with each new face I see. Wouldn't we see a lot of familiar ones, though? Kosei wears a broad grin as he drinks in the energy. He nods.
Yep, this year's definitely gonna be great. I can feel it.
I hope so. Mina snorts, but Kosei ignores her.
I've already got big plans.
What plans?
Well, I'm going to join a sports club. I'm not sure which one yet, but if I prove myself, I might even make it to be captain of the team.
Well, not this year. For one thing, our physique has to, you have to grow up to compete with us seniors.
You don't even know which club you want to join, but you're already planning on being captain?
Yes, you gotta aim big, Mina.
I grin. Kosei has a knack for finding competition and everything.
And that's why this year, I'm finally gonna get a girlfriend.
Oh, your first mistake there. You're gonna be stinking in desperation because you're chicking it off like a box. Mina bursts out laughing.
Maybe in your dreams, because that's the only place you'll find a girl who's willing to put up with you.
Kosei waves a dismissive hand toward her.
You'll see, Mina. This is the year it's gonna happen. I can just feel it.
Uh-huh. He throws an arm around my neck, pulling me in with a big grin.
It'll happen before this guy gets one, too.
Sure. I scoff.
Hmm.
Mina pauses, looking back and forth between the two of us.
I'm not sure which one of you two is more clueless about women, since you're both single.
I mean, she's got a point. I mean, what frame of reference do we have? So wait for the one. I'm single by choice. That's a lie, but it's a funny one. And like the one is cheesy. There's more to life than girls. If it means being, if it's meant to be, it'll happen. But I'm not gonna spend all my time looking for one. Kosei's grin broadens.
Which means I'll definitely be getting a girlfriend before you do.
Yeah, but I mean, will it mean as much? Mina doesn't seem convinced.
That's not how it works.
As if you would know. You've never had a boyfriend.
She crosses her arms and looks away.
So, maybe I don't want one.
Or maybe it's because you act too much like a boy.
Oh yeah, because she totally seems boyish. Her face flushes.
I do not act like a boy.
By the way, that's a point in her favor. Kosei, you don't know what you're talking about, you ignorant slut.
don't exactly act like a lady either.
How?
That's fine. It's actually appealing in a lot of ways for a lot of people.
Well, your yelling right now isn't very ladylike.
That's out of groan of frustration.
I wouldn't have to yell if you acted more like a gentleman.
I'd act more like a gentleman if there was a lady present.
Okay, that's too far, Kosei. Not again. Turning out their squabbling, I took a look around. My gaze is drawn to a girl I've never seen before. Fate? Did the bells toll? Whoa, who is that? Ooh, okay. I approve. I'd be like, oh, okay, yes, sir, yes. Her uniform looks a little disheveled, as if she threw it on without a care. She has long raven hair that falls partly in front of her face. As she brushes it away, I notice that her features are strikingly exotic and foreign. She's not like she's like no one I've ever seen before. I can't turn my gaze away. Pulling on Kosei's sleeve, I interrupt his argument with Mina. Hey, do you see that girl? Who is that?
Ooh.
He glances wildly around. Her! I direct his attention toward the main door, but she's gone.
It's a little too early to be imagining girls.
Alright, Kate, Mina, come on. I've had your back this whole time. You can't be giving me lip like this already. I swear I saw someone. Mina and Kosei share a look, then shrug.
Whatever you say, my man. Anyway, you've got all year to find her.
Students, both old and new, begin to file into the building. We should get to class soon. Which one are you guys in? There's a large board in the schoolyard with lists of the schedules. We stop by and take a look.
We're all in the same class. This should be fun.
Back in junior high, I had a class with Kosei one year and one with Mina the next year. Then Mina and Kosei shared a class the final year.
Like I keep saying, I have a good feeling about this.
I need to check something. Yeah, okay, right click is to make that go away. I grin. Having both of them in class with me will be great. Together, we enter the school. The hallways are just as full of students as the courtyard was, especially as more file in. Oh, see, look at this place. It's freaking amazing for a school. Like, it's like a vaulted ceiling. What prep school are we in? Checking the labels above the doors of our classroom is toward the end of the hall. I'm jostled against the lockers a few times as some students push by in a hurry. We still have some time. Those must be the kids who like to get to class extra early. That's only because I hate it being late and I'd rather be a little early, especially if it means being able to pick my seat. Oof. It's always worth going to school a little early if you get to like lock down a specific chair. Finally, we find our homeroom. Fetch, look at those desks. Like, yeah, this must be some like elite school because there's no way you could have that much desk space. Like, oh my gosh. And look at the board. It's like electronic. Okay, so we must be in like Ace Academy type of future-esque type place because like that's definitely not like super modern. Most of the students have already arrived and are grouped in bunches. We find a section in the back of the room where 3 open desks and take a seat. To my surprise, the same raven-haired girl enters the room. She sits in the nearest open seat, which happens to be next to Kosei. I catch Kosei and Mina's attention. Look, it's her, the girl I was talking about. Kosei's eyes widen as he lets out a low, appreciative breath.
I can see why you were trying to point her out to us.
I guess she wasn't imaginary after all.
Suddenly, the girl looks in our direction. Ah! Both Kosei and Mina immediately look away. Assert my dominance! T-pose! T-pose! I don't know. Give her like a smile, I suppose. Since we've actually made eye contact, the only polite thing to do is acknowledge it. Like, I'd probably just be like, hey, and then look away. I give her a small, polite smile. She doesn't react. It's just about to get awkward. She leans slightly away, still looking in my direction. Is there something behind me? Taking a tentative glance behind, I notice a bird fluttering by the window. Oh, that explains it. When I turn back around, she returns to face the front of the room. Soon the teacher enters the classroom and motions for us to take our seats. Chairs scrape across the floor as the students settle in.
Good morning, everyone. I am Miss Sato, and I will be your homeroom teacher for this year. I'm looking forward to teaching everyone. Let's get started with attendance.
Roll call goes smoothly as everyone who's on the list is present. Miss Sato introduces the first subject, officially starting our first class of the day. Getting right to it. Sounds good to me. Most of the time is spent going over the syllabus and teachers' expectations, which isn't a surprise. First days are normally like this. Tomorrow is when we'll dive into the actual content. Finally, Miss Sato concludes the lesson. We have a few minutes break before the next class starts, and everyone's taking full advantage. The groups have reformed, but the whispers sneaking around the room are all about the dark-haired girl. I overhear 2 students talking beside me.
Hey, you see that girl over there? That's Kira Igarashi.
Kira Igarashi. That's a cute name, Kira. The second student opens student's eyes widen.
An Igarashi? Seriously? How do you know?
So what's so special about this family?
How do you not know? I heard she moved here over the summer.
You don't say.
He glances back over at Kira, his renewed interest evident in his tone. The first student laughs, cuffing his friend on the ear.
Don't think too much about it. As if she'd be interested in you.
She's single, isn't she? She could be.
I tune them out as a few more outgoing girls stop by Kira's desk to introduce themselves. She politely receives them, but seems uninterested in furthering the conversation. They quickly depart, and Kira keeps to herself, doodling in a notebook. The whispers only intensify from her aloofness. Kosei hops out of his seat and sits on Mina's desk. Oh, okay. I thought he was going to sit on Kira's desk. I was like, what are you doing? But no, it's Mina's desk. He gestures for me to come closer, so I do. Leaning on the desk with him.
What do you think of her?
He gestures toward Kira. Mina glances curiously over to her. I hope she's romanceable. Okay, we're getting meta here. I'm gonna go with the Nora. She seems interesting. She's definitely different from a lot of the students here.
Yeah, she's really mysterious. Makes you want to get to know her better.
Maybe. I snake another glance her way. She's all everyone's talking about.
Well, she is an Igarashi.
Do you think she's related to the tech conglomerate Igarashi? Oh my gosh, no wonder I like her already so much. It's like she's the Maya of this story. Everyone knows Igarashi's name and brand, along with the major companies like Sunsang and their software and electronics dominate the industry. By the way, so in case you're newer to the channel and don't know, Muv-Luv is a series I covered heavily on the channel, and my favorite character in that series is Maya Mitsurugi, who is also the kind of heir or like the daughter of the owner of a super mega corporation that owns lots of corporations. And so it's very, like, the profiles are already seeming parallel to me. Just FYI if you haven't seen that series. By the way, Muv-Luv, great series. Go read it if you can. He shrugs.
It's not exactly a common name. Have you ever met an Igarashi who wasn't related to them?
I mean, have you met one, period? He pauses, furrowing his brows.
Or any Igarashi for that matter.
There you go. I mean, I guess it might be kind of similar to, like, meeting like someone who has the last name Musk, you know, like it's not a very common last name, so there's a good chance that they'd be at least distantly related to Elon. He's not wrong. I've never met an Igarashi before. I shoot another glance her way. Kira continues to be focused on her notebook. Wonder how she feels about all the attention. Kosei looks at Mina.
I'm kind of surprised you haven't already gone over to introduce yourself.
She already looks uncomfortable. Why would I pile even more attention on her?
Because she's a cute, single girl?
Mia raises her brow.
And that's relevant to me how?
It's relevant to every single guy in here.
So why is it relevant to her?
I'm not a guy.
Kosei gives Mina an once-over.
Could have fooled me.
I don't know how! I want to strangle Kosei. Shut your face!
Oh, wow, how clever. How long were you waiting to use that one?
Thankfully, the next instructor enters the classroom before they can continue bickering. We all quiet down. Kosei and I return to our seats, as do the other students. Once we're all seated, the teacher begins the next lesson. Now, in Ace Academy, it actually would, like, get so loud. I'm gonna have to see... Okay, that's another one that's like, I might need to... I don't know, like SC sound effects, and then ambiance. Yeah, I'm probably gonna just tilt these down a bit so we're not deafened next time the bell's going off. The midday bell chimes, announcing our lunch hour. Conversations break out across the room as students take out their meals and sit with their friends. Now, this is an interesting dilemma. Like, how do you approach a girl who is very standoffish? Like, obviously, you want to be able to try and actually be friendly, but, like, swarming them day one is a bad idea. What would not really work for me, I was introverted too, but I also don't know how I would approach myself, so... Yeah, I don't know how we're gonna actually, like, end up talking to Kira, but I'm sure it'll happen, just because, you know, it's a game. But, man, if only life were that simple, huh? Mina, Kosei, and I group our desks together. I open my bento and the delicious scent of udon fills the air. Ooh, udon, good choice. Kosei perks up.
Hey, that looks so good. Did your aunt make it?
Yep.
Your aunt is the best cook, I swear. May I?
Sure. No tradesies. God, where's the sense of proper high school etiquette? I scoop my bowl closer to him, and Kosei takes a big bite. His eyes light up.
Oh, man. It's so good.
Then he glances at Mina, neatly prepared bento of yakisoba and vegetables.
That looks good, too.
A smug smile spreads across Mina's face.
Do you want to try it?
I thought you'd never ask.
I wouldn't trust that smile, dude. Maybe she likes it hot. Kosei takes another big bite and sighs contentedly.
If I could eat like this every day, I'd be so happy.
Do you like it?
He reaches over to steal more food.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Why, thank you.
Kosei stares at Mina, his chopstick still in midair.
Why are you thanking me?
Because she made it?
Because I made this delicious lunch that you enjoy so much.
You made this?
Yeah?
She beams proudly as Kosei looks back and forth between the food and Mina. At that day, his heart was hers. Because food is a great way to a man's heart.
But it's not just edible. It's tasty.
That's the point.
You tricked me.
You've been debated. Oh my gosh. I kind of want to just watch an amusement, but man, Mina's improved a lot. Like, I do think I want to give her that. Mina's improved a lot. Mina's been learning how to cook from Aunt Emiko, so she's a lot better than before. Kosei's shock melts into a knowing smile.
Oh, so your mom helped you make this lunch too.
No, I made it myself.
Kosei stares at her. Mina looks away.
I may have consulted her.
The truth is revealed.
Hey, I'm still the one who made it.
I shake my head and dive back into my udon. After a small lull in the conversation, Kosei perks up again.
Oh, hey! Did I tell you guys I got a new job?
No.
Really? That's wonderful. Where is it?
He crosses his arms and grins.
At the new arcade.
I somehow knew it was going to be an arcade. I was about to say that, but I was just like, I don't know. It could be like a sandwich shop or something too. But like, of course it's an arcade. Oh, that's awesome.
I know, right?
As long as you realize it doesn't mean you get to play the games. He chuckles and leans back in his chair.
I'm finally saying goodbye to the simple life of a ramen shop assistant. Trust me, my new gig is incredible. The stuff I get to work with is top notch.
I mean, it does sound fun. Better than serving food. You must be talking about the games. I bet there's some really cool ones. Mina lights up.
That's amazing. We're gonna have to visit you sometime.
You should.
Absolutely. I'm happy for you, man.
Thanks.
I know Kosei wasn't thrilled with his old job at the ramen shop. Happy to see him moving on to something he'll enjoy.
How's it working at the bakery?
Gotta make that dough. So cheesy. Oh, it's fun working with family. It's a lot of fun. There's never a dull moment. Mina nods.
Yeah, plus all the pastries you can eat.
How are they not so fat? Our conversation meanders into more trivial things, and before I know it, lunch is over. Very typical first day. We pull our stuff away, return to our desks, the original position. After everyone's settled down, the teacher begins class. God, this school sounds fun, though they don't leave this room ever, it seems. The rest of the day goes by faster than I anticipated. It's the first full day of school's over. I sling my bag over my shoulder and follow Mina and Kosei out of the classroom.
Hey, do you guys want to hang out somewhere?
I mean, arcade, right?
Sorry, I can't. I promised a friend we'd meet up after class. Don't have too much fun without me.
Don't worry, we will.
Ignoring his last comment, Mina walks away. Kosei looks over at me and shrugs.
Well, looks like it's just you and me today. Want to practice soccer in the quad?
Ooh. It's been a while since the two of us last played scrimmage. We initially bonded over soccer as Kosei is a natural talent for it. He was good enough to join the junior high team, but never did. I'd be down for that. Let's go. I'm not a huge fan of soccer myself. Lacrosse all the way. The two of us made our way down to the open field behind the school. It's empty except for the scattering of students milling about. There's a nice cool breeze, making it excellent weather to practice. Why the sudden interest in soccer? Kosei picks up a soccer ball from a nearby rack.
Now that I've got my new job, I was thinking about joining the soccer club.
I mean, it seems like a good fit for you. That's a great idea. Too bad you couldn't join the team in junior high.
Yeah, I have the means now, but not the practice.
The new job must afford him more time for club activities. His old job was really demanding and took up a lot of his schedule, and when he wasn't working, he was babysitting his siblings. Kosei heads straight for the goal and positioned himself in the middle, and tosses me the ball. I grin, catching it. Goalie was the position Kosei always played. You ready?
Yeah, kick some at me.
I nod and snap a fast kick towards his net. The ball goes flying, but Kosei blocks it with his chest. He flashes me a cocky grin as he throws the ball back.
No challenge, just like I remember.
Oh, yeah? You just get that's just a warm-up, buddy. This time I aim a kick higher. He catches it easily in both his hands and laughs.
Are you even trying?
Determination flares through my veins. I feint a kick on one side to the net before sending it the opposite direction. Kosei doesn't fall for my feint. He blocks my shot with his head, sending the ball sailing.
Haha, amateur trick. You can't fake me out that easily. And don't call me Kosei the Wall Nakahara for nothing.
Yeah, who's calling you the Wall? Nobody calls you that.
Sure they do. Don't be hating because you never got a nickname.
I grit my teeth as I collect the ball. The next shot will definitely score. Kosei squares up, ready for my kick. I line up my shot and aim for the far right corner of the goal. The ball soars in the air, reaching high toward the net. Like a flash of lightning, Kosei darts in front. Leaping up in his outstretched hand, bats the ball away.
Oh!
He cheers and breaks into a victory dance.
And the crowd goes wild!
I think I'm gonna take a shot while he's distracted. Teach him that you need to be on guard. Scooping up the forgotten ball, I kick it hard while Kosei's still celebrating. His eyes widen as he lunges, but it's too late. The ball flies straight into the net. Goal! He crosses his arms.
Hey man, no fair!
I shrug. That's what happens when you're too busy dancing during the play. He sighs and runs his hand through his hair.
Fair enough.
I mean, come on, you gotta learn. Kosei kicks the ball back to me and we continue to practice. After a few hours, we make our way to the bleachers and sit down. Kosei takes a long drink from his water bottle.
Hey, thanks for practicing with me today.
No problem. For someone claiming to be out of practice, you still delivered on the field. He grins. Keep that up and you'll be part of the club in no time. Maybe you can even try out as a starter afterwards. You're good enough to make it.
Thanks, man.
He claps his hand on my shoulder.
I really appreciate it. Seriously, don't hesitate to come to me if you need any help this year. We bros need to stick together, right?
Right. I nod, a genuine smile lifting my face. For a moment, we just grin at each other until we realize we're staring into each other's eyes. Bromance! Oh, own this beautiful bromance. I return the shoulder clasp. There's nothing weird about this, just two bros being bros. After a moment, Kosei clears his throat.
So, maybe we can let go of each other now.
Is he a romanceable route? That'd be hilarious. Yeah, that's a good idea. We quickly pull apart. Kosei suddenly blinks.
Wow, I didn't realize how late it is.
I look around for the waning light. We were so focused on practice that we didn't notice the time fly by.
I've got to get home. I haven't even started my homework.
Yeah, me too. I mean, how could we? We just got it. After we both practice, Kosei waves and then walks off. Oh, packed, not practiced. I squint, watching the sun dip below the treetops. If I don't hurry, I'll lose the last rays of light. As I head off the field, I decide to take a different route home. Cutting through the shrine is supposed to be a shortcut through the neighborhoods. Given it's already so late in the day, I should try it. I make good time. It's not long before I see the shrine. Ooh, very lovely. The groundskeeper rhythmically sweeps the gate, bowing to me as I pass through. This place is surprisingly empty, but with the exception of an elderly woman in front of the offering box. She turns around and a few notes of cash drop out of her pocket. Return the money. Fetch. Scooping up the cash, I rush over to the old woman. Excuse me, I think you dropped this. How could you even think of pocketing that? I mean, I can granted maybe if you were destitute, but come on, like that's such a sad thing to do, to steal some like elderly person's money.
Oh, thank you, young man.
No problem. She gratefully accepts the money, returning it to her pocket.
Not everyone would have returned this to its rightful owner. Some may have kept it for themselves.
It's the right thing to do. Like I realized, I wouldn't do that. Returning is the right thing to do. She offers me a wrinkled smile.
You're a good man.
But it's also just like humane. Thank you, but I just did what anyone should. Since that's now taken care of, I should be heading back. I won't continue to disturb you. Have a good night.
Wait! Don't be so hasty.
She gives me a look. For some reason, a shiver runs down my spine.
The evening is young, and the ethereal energy dances among us. If you make an offering at the shrine tonight, your prayer may just be answered.
Weird. Odd, name drop there, too. Okay. Thanks. Ethereal energy. That's not a thing. Besides, everyone comes to the shrine to pray, hoping that their wishes come true.
The astral continuum aligns. Your timing tonight is no mere coincidence. There may yet be a prophetic purpose for your arrival.
Okay, so she's a crazy old lady. Well, this conversation took a turn for the strange. I'm not sure about all that. I'm just taking a shortcut to get home.
Ah, but you don't normally take this path, do you?
I pause. How does she know? Must be a lucky guess. I pause it enough to grant another crinkled grin.
Exactly. Feel the energy and look into the ether. Let not this opportunity go to waste.
Now, and that's funny because like the name drops again. Remember, I believe this is the same universe of Ace Academy and Crystalline. And Ether, I think, was the name of the magic from Crystalline. Crystalline. I can't remember how I pronounced it. I think it's Crystalline. A rustling sound distracts me, and I look back toward the gate. A distorted howl follows. What was that? Another shiver runs down my spine. Was that ethereal nonsense real? After a moment, a small dog runs out. Right. I let out a breath I'd been holding. Of course not. When I turned back, the old woman, she's gone. Where'd she go? Scanning around me, I remain alone. Even the groundskeepers have disappeared. That's not ominous at all. Maybe there's something mysterious going on tonight. Shaking my head, I scoff. What am I saying? There's nothing special about today. Just happened to run to an old lady who's probably going senile, that's all. And yet, my gaze is drawn back to the offering box. Is it possible my wish could come true? What is my wish, though? Wishes don't come true. Ethereal energy. What an enigmatic idea. I mean, of course wishes don't just come true, but there's only one way to prove that this is merely the ramblings of a crazy person. I walk towards the offering box and drop in a coin. I bow, clap my hands, keeping them pressed together, and then close my eyes. Time to wish for something completely ridiculous and outlandish. Let's see if the ethereal energy is ready for this. This all feels insane anyway. Wish for a rich, beautiful princess to fall out of the sky. Why would you wish for that? I hold my breath in anticipation, peeking my eyes open. Nothing happens. Of course nothing happened! This is proof that woman's just spouting nonsense. Maybe she was lonely looking for someone to talk to. Either way, there's no reason for me to stay any longer. As I step away from the offering box, I can't help but look around again. As part of me hopes that she'll reappear, I can't tell her that it didn't happen, just as I predicted. Still, I laugh. What a funny idea. As fast, whooshing sound interrupts my thoughts. Strange, what could that be? Oh dear. We know where this is going. I look for this guy just in time for something to knock me flat on my back. Whoa! My vision goes hazy as my head hits the ground. What just happened? I groan, trying to move my limbs. Feels like there's something holding me down. Gingerly, I blink my eyes open. Oh gosh, what is this? The area refocuses into view. There's a girl with long, light blonde hair sitting on top of me. Her clothes are unlike anything I recognize. Reminds me of a fantasy character. Her eyes are squeezed shut as she yelps. Oh my gosh, Dawn? Wait a minute. Am I crazy? That's the last name of the character from Crystalline, isn't it? Whoa, nani? Blinking, she looks around her, carefully taking in the shrine. Yeah, I'd be nervous too.
Where am I?
I'm currently on my stomach. Suddenly she freezes. Her hands press down on my chest. She furrows her brow before her gaze meets my own. In a flash, her eyes narrow in anger.
What do you think you're doing?
What is that? I can't breathe. Close my eyes so she can't see me. Like a girl takes charge. I mean, that's true, but I think I'd just do that. Oh, this won't be good. How am I supposed to explain this? Quick, think of something. I squeeze my eyes shut. There, now I'm safe. When I peek them open again, she's still glaring at me.
Well, explain yourself.
I don't know, man.
Who are you? What do you want with me?
She glances down at herself again.
And why have you put me in such a compromising position?
I didn't, and what are you wearing? Oh my gosh. You put yourself in that position.
I most certainly did not.
There's nothing keeping you atop me. You haven't even attempted to move. She blinks, quickly untangling herself from me. Carefully, she gets back to her feet. Stifling a groan, I slowly get up as well. My back and head throb from the fall. Why did you fall on me? She balks.
The better question is, why did you summon me?
I don't even know who you are. She holds her head up high, hooking her hand onto her hip.
You are in the presence of Princess Erilynn Dawn, Duchess of Velenor, 3rd heiress of Veldon.
I have to double check because those do sound familiar and I'm terrified that I was right. I haven't heard of those places. I can't do a long name. I can do a long name too. That does sound kind of funny, but no. This is a little too weird to be done jokey. Did all the crazies come to the shrine? Velenor? I haven't heard of any of those places. She frowns, looking around again.
Is this not a part of Veldon?
I shake my head.
Then where am I?
You're in Japan.
Japan? I've been kidnapped by a Japanite commoner?
What's a Japanite? Japanese. But more importantly, that's not a kidnapping. Her eyes momentarily widen again before her scowl returns.
Then return me home at once.
I don't know how you got here. I can't.
You must.
I don't know how you got here in the first place. I definitely didn't know how to get you back. She sighs.
Well, if you won't do it, then I'll have to do it myself. Now,
Where is my scepter?
Once again, she glances around herself, her eyes widen in panic.
My scepter! Where is it?
Maybe you left it back at the palace, Your Highness? Her eyes flash again.
It never leaves my side.
Jeez, I didn't realize the scepter was so important. I always thought of it as a symbol of power, not something to use outside of ceremonies. After combing through the immediate vicinity, she ends up empty-handed.
Clearly my scepter is not here. Just use your cast to send me back.
What does that even mean? Besides, I still wouldn't even know what back to where.
Were you not listening? I am Princess Erilynn Dawn, Duchess of Velenor, third heiress of...
Repeating it doesn't help if I have no idea what you're saying.
You cannot dismiss Veldin simply because of your ignorance.
She keeps mentioning Veldin as if it's real. Could she be from an entirely different place? How was she transported here? Was it really my wish? Can't wrap my head around this, all the questions I have. I don't know what's going on, but all this weird stuff happened right after I talked to that old woman. We need to go find her.
Stop making excuses. There's no one here.
This is one of those prank shows? Someone's gonna jump out and be like, ah, we got you for making such a wild wish asking for a princess.
So you did invoke black arts to transport me here. I knew it! A Japanite kidnapper after all.
I'm not a kidnapper, and I didn't do black magic. I didn't think my wish would actually come true. She crossed her arms.
It's clearly your fault I've been summoned here, which means it's your responsibility to get me back home.
Okay, I'll do what I did before.
Finally.
Here we go. I wish you'd go back home. Nothing happens. Well, I tried.
That's it? Do it properly like you did the first time.
That's what I did! Don't even know how it happened the first time.
Just try.
Fine. I close my eyes and think with all my might. Beads of sweat light my brow, but nothing happens. I open my eyes and frown. Erilynn crosses her arms, a concerned look on her face.
You didn't do this intentionally? You really don't know what happened?
No. I nod.
Well, then I suppose I can navigate.
She looks around her, but seems lost. Her confident expression wavers for a moment, and I catch a look of fear and uncertainty in her eyes. Everything must seem so unfamiliar to her. I do feel responsible. I do feel some responsibility for her well-being. The coincidence between my wish and her appearance is too close to be unrelated. Until we can find out more, I should help her out. Excuse me. I'll help you until we can find a way to get you back. You can stay with me and my family while we figure this out. She hesitates. Don't worry, my aunt and uncle and cousin will understand. Well, they won't, but I'm sure they'll be kind about it. Finally, she nods.
I suppose that will do while there is no alternative option present.
The sky's already dark by the time we set off down the path toward home. So much for taking a shortcut. Since we'll be together for at least a day, you can call me Protag.
You may address me as Princess Erilynn Dawn, Duchess of Velenor, third heiress of Veldin.
Yeah, no. I'm gonna stick with Erilynn.
You dare not even address me by my title of princess?
Yeah, about that. There are a few things we need to go over. He's actually pretty calm and collected, all things considered. First thing is, you can't go around declaring yourself a princess.
I can't help my birthright.
Yeah, but it means nothing here but bat crap crazy. Yeah, but people here will think you're crazy.
Do Japanites not know what a princess is?
Japanese, and of course we do.
Then I fail to see the problem.
The problem is we already have a princess from Japan.
So, I'm not claiming to be from Japan.
Oh, gosh. I sigh. On second thought, I'll do all the talking. She shoots me a look that resumes her arrogant expression.
Perhaps that's best. Clearly there is a communication barrier between royalty and commoners.
Oh, we're gonna get along great, you and I. Why was I helping her again? Let's just get going before it gets too dark. We fall silent as I lead her home. Erilynn continues surveying the surroundings, her expression softening into curiosity. As we near the house, my steps start to slow. What am I going to tell my family? I need to come up with a story for why Erilynn needs to stay with us. I'll have to tell everyone she's a foreigner since there's no way she can pass for Japanese. Maybe she's a new foreign exchange student? That wouldn't fly. I'd be calling the cops. Although that wouldn't explain why she has to live in our home. Thinking hard, I have a vague memory of an international student from a few years ago who stayed with our neighbor's house. It was a program to help them become immersed in the culture, the homestay program. That'll do. Feeling more confident about the situation, I pause in front of the door and turn to Erilynn. Remember, don't say anything. Let me do the talking. This is gonna go great. It's gonna go great. It's gonna go great. I don't give her a chance to reply before opening the door and entering the house. Aunt Emiko, Uncle Hajime, and Mina are together in the living room. Upon entry, Mina is the first one to greet me.
Finally! Weren't you just hanging out with Kosei? What took you so long?
Sorry, I just came back from the airport. Mina freezes when she notices Erilynn.
Is that a girl?
No, it's a toad.
Mother, father, you see this, right? I'm not going crazy.
Aunt Emiko and Uncle Hajime look over curiously.
No, sweetie. We see her too.
Yeah. Mina squints.
Okay, good. I thought I was going crazy because not only is there a pretty girl here, but those clothes are really unique.
Amen.
This attire happens to be my...
Cosplay outfit! Erilynn stares blankly at me. I motion for her to just go along with it.
Oh, that makes sense.
Mina takes another look, clearly impressed.
Did she make that outfit herself? The level of detail and craftsmanship is impressive. The material looks so high quality, too.
Erilynn grins, smoothing out her dress.
How very kind of you to notice. It was woven from the finest silks by the palace seamstresses.
Oh gosh.
Palace?
Yeah, her cosplay character is a princess. She's very dedicated. Uncle Hajime clears his throat.
Ah, how lovely. Does your friend have a name?
Erilynn opens her mouth, but I interrupt her before she can speak. This is Erilynn. She glares at me, which I ignore. She's a part of the homestay program and just arrived. Mina furrows her brow.
You mean that program our neighbors did? Isn't she supposed to be staying with them?
No, she'll be staying with us. Dad signed up for the program before school started. Didn't he tell you? Wink, wink, wink.
No.
Aunt Emiko looks toward Uncle Hajime, who shakes his head.
I didn't hear about this either.
Oh, this house of cards is delicate indeed. One phone call. I try to play it off as no big deal, even though I'm sure that I can hear hammering in my chest. He must have forgotten to tell you. You know how those things are, always forgetting things. Remember that time Dad almost left without his luggage? Uncle Hajime chuckles.
That definitely sounds like your father. The amount of time he's lost his keys.
Aunt Emiko nods.
It's because they're on the road so often. Having to keep track of everything can be tough.
Seems like things are going well so far. So, Erilynn can stay, right?
Yes, of course.
She turns toward Erilynn and offers her a warm smile.
Welcome to our home.
Erilynn is such a unique name. Where are you from?
Oh, there goes the cards!
I am from Velden.
Velden?
Sweden is what I think she's meant to say. Accent, ha 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 ha!
Oh, of course. I'm sure Erilynn must be tired after such
Sweden's
a
a
long
decent one,
flight.
actually.
Why don't we show her to the spare bedroom so she can rest?
Yes, we'll have plenty of time for questions later.
Great, I'll show her to the room. Erilynn nods to my family before following me upstairs. We go down the hall and I lead her to the guest room. I gently shut the door while she inspects the room. This is where you'll be staying.
Where's the rest of it?
Okay, look, this is all we got, all right? This is it. She looks around again.
Well, at least it's clean.
That's probably the closest to a compliment she can give. She steps over to the bed and delicately hops on. A thoughtful expression crosses her face as she tries a few experimental bounces. I'll let you get some rest, and we can revisit what you do in the morning. But before we go, I want to make sure you understand that while you're stuck here with me, you're Erilynn, the international student from Sweden. Got it? She frowns.
You want me to pretend to be a commoner?
Trust me, it's gonna save us problems. Thinking of a chance to be a better ruler? Nah. We need to keep a low profile. You saw how curious my family was, right? Imagine that happening every time someone met you. It'd be easier for us to search for answers if you aren't attracting everyone's attention. She waves me off.
Fine. If it will expedite the process, then I will do it.
I nod. That should help make things easier. Erilynn glances expectantly at me.
That will be all then.
Right. I leave her room and return to mine, stifling a yawn. Oh, it's been a very long evening, and all I want to do right now is sleep. I rehearsed how to explain Erilynn's presence, then get my things in order for school tomorrow. Afterwards, I get ready for bed. Fetch. With a grateful sigh, I fall into my bed, wrapping the blankets around me, and doze off into a blissful sleep. I remember that from Crystalline. All right. So it's a blank screen, but this is where we're definitely gonna have to end it for today. What a fun first intro! Like, I could definitely see, like, compared to some of the other stuff we're playing, it's definitely not the heavy hitting, the depth, like super like crazy in-depth storytelling. This is definitely gonna be just kind of a romp for fun. Also, these games tend to be a lot shorter than most other visual novels we cover on the channel. So I look forward to that and just kind of enjoying ourselves for the next few weeks. I think Crystalline was like 12, 13 parts long. Like, it was almost nothing. So this will be kind of a nice little like frolic through the summer, and then by fall we'll turn to something a little bit more dense and more engaging. But quite frankly, I'm always down for doing something cutesy and fun. this will just be an adorable journey. So thank you so much for joining me for, as always, Ethereal Enigma is looking to be very fun. And thank you, PixelFade, for, again, making something that's enjoyable, even from the get-go. I hope you guys are having more success. And they've recently started dropping hints that their next project is very much in the works. So we should be seeing announcements for that coming up very, very shortly. So keep an eye out for that. They've got a great Discord page you can follow if you ever want to check out that stuff. But thank you so much specifically to the Patreon cast members. Thank you guys for all being parts of the lab mems and just being able to contribute directly to the channel. For those who don't know, the Patreon cast people are simply people who want to support the channel directly. It's definitely not something you should feel obligated to do specifically, but it gives you some perks. There's some behind the scenes patron casts that are going to go up. Plus you get some chances to vote and experiment and hear about the upcoming titles for the series that like on the channel and kind of have some say so in that. So if that sounds of interest to you, please check it out down in the links below. But of course, just being here is more than enough. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. It's a great option to be able to just share my passion of visual novels and these stories with you. If you ever like visual novels and you want to see more stuff, there's plenty of playlists you can find on the channel. We've covered lots of great titles, not just the other PixelFade titles, but Love, Steins Gate, House of Fata Morgana, and many others. So please check them out. It'd be really fun to have you around, and hopefully you can find something interesting to share on the channel. I'd love being able to share these wonderful stories, and hopefully I can inspire you to pick up a new story yourself. So until next video, watch a video, have a see me in next. I'll see you there.
These simple days may pass me by, but with your hand I know that we